When we face this virus, face this epidemic, many people get overcome by fear, by worry, even by anxiety, even by a mood of panic. So how are we going to deal with this crisis in terms of the Dharma? How are we going to apply the Dharma to help us overcome our fear, our worry, our concern, and live in peace and equanimity? I want to mention 3 different approaches. Each approach will be more appropriate for people of a different temperament. One approach is based on faith and devotion, another approach on mindfulness and concentration or samadhi, and the third approach is based on wisdom and insight. Of course, all 3 factors should be interwoven, faith, mindfulness, and wisdom, but different people will place emphasis on different approaches. So for those who incline to faith and devotion, a way to keep the mind strong, calm, and joyful is to call to mind the excellent qualities, the virtues of the objects of our faith. That is the 3 jewels, the triple gem. So we call to mind the Buddha as the all-enlightened one, the perfectly enlightened one, of boundless wisdom and great compassion. We call to mind the Dharma as the path of practice, the way that leads to liberation and enlightenment. And we call to mind the Sangha. This can be the community of the liberated arahats, or the community of the pure, compassionate bodhisattvas. We bring them to mind and think of their purity, their wisdom, their compassion, their practice, and their vows. And so when we let the minds dwell on the 3 jewels, and you could choose any of the jewels that you prefer, Buddha, Dharma, or Sangha, this will give rise to a feeling, an inner feeling of trust, of confidence, of quiet joy, and of inner strength, which will help us keep calm and peaceful in this time of crisis. The second approach emphasizes mindfulness, leading to greater inner calm and concentration. So at this approach, we sit down in a meditation seat and we set up mindfulness. First, the mindfulness of the whole body, feeling the body as a whole. You can scan the body and feel the sensations of the body. You can feel the touch of your buttocks against the seat, the legs on the ground or the feet on the ground. And then you can turn your attention to the breath and be mindful when breathing in, be mindful of the in-breath. When breathing out, be mindful of the out-breath. And when thoughts arise, thoughts of worry, thoughts of fear, thoughts of planning, thoughts of anger, thoughts of resentment, whatever thoughts arise, you can just briefly note that thought. Let the thought come, let it go, drop the thought, and bring the mind back to the main object, coming back to the feeling of the body, and then moving from the body back to the breath. And if any of these feelings of fear, worry, anxiety become very strong, then you can drop the breath and just focus on the thought itself, turning the thought into an object. Or you can focus on the sensations in the body as that thought is running through the mind, feeling the tightness, the clenching, the tension in the body. And then using your mind, you can relax the tension of the body. And when you feel ready, then you can bring the mind back to the breath. And in this way, whatever happens outwardly you remain centered inwardly, calm, peaceful, with equanimity.